Good afternoon, and welcome back to Nephilim versus Giants Part 7. Today, on Part 7 in this mini-series that I have been doing about the Nephilim, I will be going back to the hypothesis that someone had wrote earlier, and it will be talking about the mark of Cain. Now, many of you are either don't realize what the Nephilim are, or you have no interest in the Nephilim. But I have been doing research, and this all started from me doing a research from my blood type and the Eat Right for Your Type book. And I'm going to be talking about today on this video about how people perceive the Nephilim. Now, the Nephilim are giants, and I come from a great line of giants. Now, earlier in the series, I talked to you about talking to a rabbi about the Nephilim, and I failed to mention when I talked to him that he, could decipher on what, certain tribes of Jews looked like just from their appearance. But what I failed to mention earlier is I watched a video of YouTube, and he also believed that if you cross a Nephilim's path, they should be killed on the spot, because the Nephilim are an abomination to God. But now, remember, God created man in His image. God also created man. He also created the animals, the beast, the bird, the ocean, the fish, the land, the sky. In the beginning, in Genesis 1:1, and God said, "Let there be light." That is when, now I could have that scripture wrong, but it is in Genesis where it said, God said, "Let there be light," and there was. God said, "Let there be night," and it was. But God did not create the angels. The angels were and always will be like Him. Now, they do serve Him, but they will always be. And as far as immortality goes, I have no confirmation on immortality on the Nephilim, but the Nephilim in the book of Enoch mentions that they came down here to earth and took wives, meaning wives of earth, meaning women of earth or daughters of earth, or also daughters of Adam. But in this series, I will be going back to where I was mentioning that I will be going back to the mark of Cain. And I do realize that it is a very touchy subject, especially when you're sitting there talking about races. Race is a very hard topic to talk about. I work around certain people that if it doesn't compute with them, they don't believe that it's real. So if they didn't go to college and understand it and learn about it, then it is not real to them. So when I'm talking in the next segment, which will be Nephilim verses 8, part 8, I will be going back to the mark of Cain. Then on part 9, or whenever I do finish that segment on their hypothesis, I will be going back to my books as references. Now I have one book here called Know Your Angels, and it's called the Angel Almanac, with biographies of 100 prominent angels and legend and folklore and much more. I also use another reference called Angels A to Z. It's basically a reference of different angels and how they came to be. Now, the lighting in this here is horrible because I haven't gotten more lighting. So I do apologize about that. But now when I do talk about the Nephilim and how important they are to finding the mystery in my family heritage, I'll be sitting and talking about different angels and what their names are, and I also will be revealing, yes, revelation. I will be revealing the names of the fallen angels, or the Nephilim, or they're also called the Watchers. I've read the book called The Watchers, and it just didn't click with me. I read through the whole thing, and it just wasn't very informative at all on information that I needed to discover the Nephilim. And also, if you remember, the Nephilim brought ancient knowledge, or their knowledge, with them. And there were certain knowledges that I do believe that was passed here to man, and that some men or daughters, females, I do believe the ancient knowledge has passed to them. Now these beings passed ancient knowledge to us, and we use it every day, and we don't realize that that's where it passed from. You know, you come by and you can't fit in, or you can't find a religion that you're fitting in with, or you can't find friends, or it just, you know, there's different things that people are just like, why me? Why me? You know, where's these answers? And that is why it's important for me to do this research and find the answers for you. But as far as me being a scholar, or a actual doctor, or basically what I'm doing is a research, and it first started about 20 years ago, and I was very curious about my background and where my my family came from and where my heritage came from. And I've gotten a lot of different answers, and I do have a family tree book, but that is only on my grandmother's side, which would be on my mother's side. Now that has nothing to do with my father, and I'm still searching for my father. And I also, and it might sound different, but I think, yet maybe, just maybe, the reason why I can't find my father is maybe he was a Nephilim or a Nephilim in disguise. But I don't think that, but I'm just trying to, guess about something. Doesn't mean that it's true. But now, my guess is that he passed the ancient gene to me. And maybe he didn't use the ancient knowledge, but I have used my ancient knowledge all of my life. And, when I do these videos, they're very important to people that seek knowledge and wisdom. You will gain a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom from these videos. They might sound silly or absolutely crazy, and a lot of people think, well, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're seeing things. No, I'm not seeing things. It just has been revealed to me, and here I am. Instead of writing a book, I'm doing videos, for the first time. Now, if I had to have a book done or a movie done, eventually I will get to that point. But now, as far as a movie or a book coming out, I have to find the right publishers that will actually do that, or the right studio that would do that. But now, this is not the Oprah Winfrey Show, or this is not Jerry Springer, or this is not Maury. This is not a show, okay? I am not doing a show. I am doing a mini-series hypothesis theory, from hypothesis to theory. Now, a hypothesis is something that you come up with, and theory is actual true. So stay tuned for part 8, and I will be talking about the Nephilim and part 8, going back to the Mark of Cain. Stay tuned, thank you, and make a comment on my posts.